The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Perth Comedy Festival is kicking off this Friday at the Astor Theatre.
Yeah.
Christian Hull and Christopher Wayne are bad friends is happening, and joining us right now is Christian Hull.
Great.
His stuff has accumulated over 670 million views.
Jeez, when is he going to get a billion?
It's
so far
amazing.
off it.
Yeah,
How-
what's your game, Christian
Christian,
Hull?
how is OnlyFans? Is it good?
Hi, team. Oh, my God, it's so good. You wouldn't think to look at me as a short, hairy, overweight gay, but the money is actually quite good.
So it turns out there's a market for everything.
Christian, there
What are
actually,
you trying to say?
there actually is. We've been trying to, we're talking to Nat about this and our producer Amy about, foot fetishes and putting stuff out there because you can make some money off doing that stuff.
Straight away.
I'm not suggesting that you need to go down this track, but maybe, who knows?
No, yeah, I have gone down that track. And it is, do you want to know? $46,000 I made last year.
On OnlyFans? Doing what?
Yeah, on OnlyFans. Yeah, I know, right?
What did you do, though? Seriously, what did you do?
It's what I didn't do. Everything.
Wait there. Were you like one of the foot people, or were you like the those?
No. It's all out.
You did
it's
it.
all out. Collaborations, like everything.
Collaborations with who?
Oh, like David Guetta or something?
Who are you collaborating with?
Other OnlyFans creators.
Is that what you do? So you have each other on your pages and you do each other?
Pretty much, yeah. That's
So
the best way.
did you invite did you put the invite out there, or were you invited? Like, how did the collab happen?
Literally, you just go to their OnlyFans pages and it's in their bio. Collabs wanted. And you go, great.
Christian, is it hard to do because
Hard.
I've got to put this
Always hard.
when you're coming up for content for OnlyFans versus TikTok and stuff, what's easier to come up with? Because in the porn industry,
Well, I'm going to guess, Sean, coming up with stuff for TikTok will actually work out the best for Christian.
No,
what's harder?
Well, I mean, OnlyFans it's pretty simple. It's just like, get your clothes off and put
that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok's also pretty easy. You just scroll through. Like, if you haven't seen my stuff, I react to people mixing paint colours. Like, real boring.
Those paint colour things have been coming up on my For You page so much in the last week. It's all of a sudden out of nowhere. And it's like, it is quite mesmerising to see which colour you're going to end up with, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it really exploded, and then I became this sensation that just literally sits there and goes,
and guesses
I think
colours.
it's going to be orange.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean,
I'm getting
I
scared
do
of the
literally watch you do the Wordle as well, which I've...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you do think you're pretty smart, and I'm just going to put it out there, not really.
I have not broken my streak. I've got 145 Wordles in a row, so how dare you?
He's pointing the finger at everybody.
Hey, Christian, with the world of social media, what do you think about the possible TikTok ban that's looming in the US?
Oh, yeah.
And whether it may hit Australia? Because, I mean, a lot of people want to diss influencers and content creators, but yet it's now legitimate business. So your businesses could collapse.
Yeah, the TikTok ban terrifies me. Really leverage TikTok and I use it, for sponsorship deals, to promote my business. Just, it's a real pivotal thing, and it does... it's going to kill a lot of small businesses, a lot. And it's also like, what I don't understand is what they're whinging about with TikTok. It's happening in America anyway. Facebook's American, so is Instagram. TikTok's run in China, so they're scared of,
Spies
another
and
country
stuff.
having their data, but they're okay with their own exploiting their own people. So I look at it and go, it's very hypocritical. But also, TikTok has brought together so many communities. It's such a fast way of sharing information. It's now used more than Google. So, Gen Alpha and Gen Z will search for something on TikTok rather than on Google.
That's how people get their news and everything now.
You're right.
Yeah.
So banning it, I think... You've got all these old fuddy-duddies in the States who don't understand it. And then they're just like, let's just close it down. And I think it's a real shame. It's going to change the world for the lesser, I think.
So what's your plan, though? Because, I mean, you all know this is looming. It looks like it's probably a definite thing that could be happening in the US.
In the US, for sure.
So have you thought about how you're going to pivot if that is such an important part? Is there some other platform that would have to arise? What's the deal? What are we doing?
So I pivoted to OnlyFans.
And now I just put stuff up my bum.
Literally, it's orange. Oh, it's orange, and inside it goes.
Welcome to Backwards Mr. Squiggle. Upside down.
Well, for any content creators, I've always said you've got to diversify. You have to be on every platform, and you can't rely on one thing, because even a slight change in the way Facebook distributes its content, like in the algorithm, can really ruin your business. And so if you're on a lot of platforms and you're doing a lot of different things, the impact isn't as much.
Spreading the net wide.
Hey, Christian, yesterday we were speaking to a lady who was telling us she went on a cruise out of Fremantle. It was a 3-day cruise. We were talking about how much fun she had. Now, can you tell us a bit about your cruise that you went on and you had to
funny.
take some money out of the mortgage?
Yeah.
What was it? Was it that? Did you hit the highs that you're looking for?
So I got off the cruise 3 weeks ago, and I had to see a counsellor. It was one of the most traumatic experiences. So I booked myself on my first cruise. It was 16 days on a cruise called the Ultimate World Cruise, where passengers are on there for 9 months at a time.
That's amazing.
So you can book some smaller legs, which was the 16-day one.
Singapore.
Brisbane, up through to Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
And it went viral on TikTok. I was talking about it. Someone said, it stops in Brisbane where I live. Get on it. That'll be fun. And I thought, yeah, that'll be great. I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, but as an introvert who hates people, it is the worst possible place you could be.
Yeah.
I mean, the carpets, the carpets are designed to absorb spills and that you can't see, so they're so loud. And then you've got bands playing, and then you've got people at you, and then it's rocking, and then it's just like, I had so many mental breakdowns.
Yes, and you were quite sick from seasickness too, weren't you?
That was hilarious. Did you get? I forgot to look in your room. Did you have a balcony room or not?
He had a balcony room.
No. Well, that's. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
I needed a balcony room. So for 16 nights, the ticket
that's why you were just sitting out on the balcony. Yeah.
$16,000.
Yeah. So $1,000 a night. And
it was $16,000. And I thought it was going to be a good investment in my, career. He's going to get all the views. And so I pulled that money out of a mortgage.
Oh, my God.
And bought the ticket. I was very lucky to have a sponsor come on board last minute. So every plate was like, what a loser, Christian. Why would you spend that much money? Here you go.
Well, thank God, because imagine the things you would have had to put inside of yourself on OnlyFans to get $16,000.
3 months of OnlyFans work.
So not enjoyable, because there's a lot of people who say it was great. I know you're just being an introvert and all that kind of the loud carpet and stuff, but, big buffets and, you can go in and eat.
Yeah, but there's people there, Sean.
Oh.
Yeah. It was just not for me. And, also there's the amount of stuff that is going on that cruise. There is some illegal activity. There are swingers. There are nude cruises.
I know about the swingers.
All this stuff going on.
What's the illegal activity?
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't tell
it's
you.
Only
I'll
Perth.
tell you when the cruise finishes, because I'm so scared of getting this person into.
What are you talking about? I can see you. You're in your room at your house. You're not on the cruise.
No.
By the way, what's with all your butterflies?
Yes.
We're looking at Christian's room at the moment.
Christian, you're in your room, right? And it looks like there's a whole lot of stuff in there. Did you strategically? Do you sit in this room for Zoom meetings because people fixate on the stuff in the back? Because is that a lot of rubber balls behind your head, or are they bath bombs?
Look, I've got a lot of stuff. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I feel very targeted right now.
I like the just random things on the chair.
I've got a lot of dead butterflies on the wall that I thought were beautiful. My dad used to live in Papua New Guinea, and he got them
amazing.
there.
Yeah, that's lovely. So what are they bath bombs?
Oh, no, they're not. You don't want to know what they are. You shouldn't be looking at them. They're something else.
That's a great...
It's
a great butterfly. It's a very big butterfly. What are they?
There's something else, Sean.
One of those things that look like beads.
They're quite
They're
big.
so big.
I'm really interested. You want to collab, do you?
And look, he's been talking about the swingers, and indicated of a swinger is a pineapple. He's got 2 drawings of a pineapple just over to the left of him.
Oh, yeah. That's what I learnt. So if you're up for a bit of sexy time on a cruise, you put a pineapple magnet on your door, but you turn it upside down. And that means,
Christian, you actually see any? I know that's a thing that we read about.
Yes, I saw 2 legitimate doors with pineapples upside down.
Do you feel like you needed to go in just to see what it was all about?
I really wanted to.
But he hates people.
Yeah. But he was ready to go with his eggplant the right way up.
What's happening in your show, Christian? We haven't even talked about it yet.
Oh, just some of this, eh?
Oh, look, it's happening on Friday night. I'm teaming up with a magician friend of mine, and we've practiced 2 amazing illusions that are absolutely. You're not going to know how we do these tricks.
You've got me.
And then it's just us talking on stage about the fact that we're friends, but we're bad friends, and we don't know much about each other and
I love that.
Our lives. And then we end with, like, literally, I kid you not, a really amazing illusion.
Oh,
I might be naked. I don't know. My clothes might disappear. Who knows?
Wow, it's the final OnlyFans video.
You can get tickets from itschristianhull.com. Christian, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, you're great, Christian.
You've certainly opened our eyes.
Opened a few things. Yeah.
Have a great day, Christian.
Thanks, mate.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So there's an article out at the moment about Gen Z and saying that they are young, they are hungry, and they are chomping at the bit to get promoted. What they're saying.
Well, I mean, isn't that
is it
any generation?
ambition or is it entitlement, right? So this young worker, Larissa, she went on TikTok sharing that she couldn't wait for Generation Z to get promoted so salaries could increase. She went on to say, I generally can't wait for Gen Z to start moving into management and leadership positions and for big companies to start realising that working 9 to 5 for $80,000 a year does not get us what it got them 20 to 30 years ago.
It's so funny that she thinks that this is the equivalent, Nathan, of you running for election by telling everyone
Coca-Cola water fountains.
Correct.
Hey,
it's like
I never delivered and I
there is
got in.
an economic reality that is affecting the wages. That it's not just because a certain generation is in charge.
Yeah. So she says that a lot of the times these younger workers, and then she goes on to say that no, it's not just the younger workers. She goes, it's a lot of people seem to have a sense of entitlement at the moment. She said that a lot of them are working for 3 months and demand a pay rise,
of course,
or working for 6 months and then demand a promotion. And
or
if they don't get it, they'll quit.
And there's a massive sort of push that because the expectation is that if you've done a degree and you've got the qualification and you go into an entry-level position, that pays probably double what they're actually getting paid. You're like, no, but I've got a degree.
Yeah.
So surely
I've
I'm
got a
going...
HECS fee of $70,000. So,
and, you know, you can understand that discontent.
So she gave an example of the type of behaviour that she's experienced firsthand, and this is her example. What about asking on your first day? Your first day. What about asking on your first day if you can change the job title from office coordinator to office manager? Wait for it, because it will look better on your resume for future jobs. First day.
Yeah.
So you've gone to your new work where really you're probably telling them, I'm going to be with you for a while and I really want to become part of this company's culture, and then working out how you're going to put it on your resume for the next job you're getting.
But there's a fundamental difference between a coordinator and a manager. They're completely different roles.
Yeah,
it's not just a different word used to describe the same thing. They're completely different roles.
I don't know. There's a lot of people changing their titles around left, right and centre these days. They just change the title.
Director of fun.
What the hell's that? At a footy club, every year it's just changed. This role is just they add 3 more letters to it or 3 more words to it, and it's just this big.
Yeah.
Just looks good on a card.
You can't be new at a company, I think, and make certain demands or declarations. You know, you've got to sort of start at a company and sort of, you know, find your place.
Yeah. Like in the first week, you can't say, I want to work... I only want to work 4 days a week now. It's like, no, but you are hired to do 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted that, negotiate that at the start. You don't get the job where you're expected to work 5 days a week and then go, no, I don't want to do that though.
But can you? That's the other part of it.
I had a friend who hired this chick, and she was hired to be front of house, and then she did the job for a couple of days, and then so the position was for front of house.
Yes.
She did the job for a couple of days, and then she went to him and said, I don't like front of house. I want to work back.
Yeah.
And then
No,
they
but
said,
like-
no, this is the job's for front of house. She goes, well, too bad, I want to move. And the laws sort of helped. She might have been there from about
Because
a
you just
week.
can't fire them, Nathan.
You can't fire them. So basically, they were stuck trying to find out where to put this person because they demanded that their position of what they went for change within the first week of going for the position that they
That's like
wanted
saying, like
a week ago.
A teacher turning up on the first day, new school, new term, and going, oh, I want to be principal, though. But but we have a principal.
I'd watch
no.
that show.
I don't think,
would too.
I don't think you understand. I want to, though.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
We want to know, right? So someone is new in a workplace.
What do they have the audacity to ask for?
Yes.
these-
What do they demand? What do they expect? What do they want?
Love it. I love
This is
it.
going to be good, I think. Let's go to Mel in Two Rocks. Hi, Mel.
Hi.
Hey, Mel.
All right, I'm excited to hear about these. I really love getting enraged from other people's tales. What have you got for us?
Well, I manage about 120 staff, and I had a new admin person start.
Yep.
And she asked me for her own car park. Now, you can imagine 120 staff, you can park wherever you want, first in, first best,
Yes.
best dressed.
Yeah.
The only car park that's pretty much got a reserved sign on it is mine, and it says reserved and manager. So she asked me for a car park close to the building entrance, and I said, no, sorry, I can't do that for you. Just park wherever you can,
Like everyone else
fine.
does that works here,
like
yes.
everyone else. And she said, well, can I park in your car park? And I was like, I was like, oh my God, what? And I was like, no, you can't. And she goes, well, why not? And I said, well, that's one of the things that's afforded to me because of my position.
When did she get that? Did that sink into her or not?
No, she thinks I'm the worst manager in the world.
Wow. Mel, did she, what? Did she have mobility issues or something that she needed to be close to the entrance? What was the issue?
No, there's no issues. She just doesn't want to walk.
That's a fair call.
She doesn't want to walk from the car park to the entrance.
Oh, well,
And
totally fair enough.
mind you, there is a guy who has got, an injury,
Yes.
and he can't park in the disabled car park because it's getting in the way of other vehicle movements in the yard. And so I gave him a car park close to the building entrance, and she's like, you could have given me his car park. And I'm like, he's disabled.
Oh, my God.
Mel, I love it.
I'm
I love
enraged
it.
by her, but I sort of also love her.
Yeah, I can't wait for her next request.
I'd love to just spend a day in her movie of
I
her
know,
life because
right?
it's all about her. You can just tell it's all about
really is.
her and how
you
things are
also
inconveniencing her.
love parking.
I love parking.
So, it's got
God,
everything for you.
This would be my dad's favourite call of the day.
Thank you, Mel. Milla's in Bayswater. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Miller. What did a new employee ask for, Miller?
So I had hired a bunch of new people for my cafe.
Yes.
And it was training day, and one of the new employees walked in and said, I actually think I should be doing the training today, not you.
Oh, what?
And I was like, sorry, what? And they said, yeah, well, you get paid extra to train, and I just think I'm more qualified, so I'd like the pay and I'd like to run the training session.
This person who's never been in your cafe before.
But they had experience, so they thought they could do it.
It was the second day. It was the second time ever they'd walked into the cafe other than the interview. Came back and they were like, I'm going to run the training. I'd like the extra pay to run the training as well. And I was like, so what do you think is going on here?
Yeah.
And then they were like, I've already signed the contract, so they can't get rid of me, and I'd like to do the training. And I was like, oh. Well, I ended up shit.
Can I tell you? Okay, so here's the deal, and I want your opinion on this as a business owner, because my friends that own businesses are really getting stuck with this at the moment. That is being trapped with staff and being trying to get
who are
rid of them.
underperforming, but they can't
Who
get
are
rid of them.
blatantly doing stuff like that, and then and the fact is they all seem to be going in the problem ones, the ones that do this regularly, and they would do. They go in with the knowledge ready. Of what the legalities are and how you have to keep them. Is that what you're experiencing too sometimes, Miller?
Yes, 100%. And you just have to know it better. Unfortunately,
but then you have to know. But then you have to know it better. But you also have to see their tricks coming.
Yeah,
because everyone presents so well that you don't know that there's a wolf in sheep's clothing in your business.
Especially in interviews, because everyone. I mean, it's not like she was going to walk into the interview being like,
No.
I demand.
You don't see that side of them.
Yeah, I
do
want
you?
your job.
No.
God,
Hey, Miller, give your cafe a little plug.
please.
oh, I don't.
You don't
Oh,
want
she wants to.
She's his
After
years
telling
ago.
that story.
Oh, years ago. Okay. All right. No worries.
Yeah, her last name's Jean. Her mother's Gloria. Miller, thanks,
Thanks, Miller Jean. Diana's in Mozzie Park. Hi, Di.
Hi, how you guys going?
Di. What did they have the audacity to ask for?
Oh my goodness! I tell you, if the Christmas list was long, the Christmas list was long on this one.
Yeah, I'm
And,
excited. All right, yes.
Yeah. So basically, I think this next generation. I love the enthusiasm. I love the
Yeah, me
drive.
too.
But I think there's just one thing missing is the fact back to reality. And I don't know where the gap is. And I've been trying to find the gap. Right, struggling with this.
Yeah.
So the first one was. There's this rotation of young folks that we take in, and sometimes we don't have the opportunity to handpick them, right?
Yeah.
So we don't do the interviews. We have to trust someone has done the right thing in our wonderful organization. So I get this person, they're like, oh, this person's really enthusiastic. He's really going to go for it, and we need to find a home for him, and you need staff, and blah blah blah. So then they go for it, and then I sit with him and go, okay, please tell me your story, and they give you the spiel. And then he goes, oh, what are the opportunities of working from home? Because we're very work flexible here at the organization. I go, you just started. What do you know about our
You have to learn to work from the building before you work from home.
And the working from home arrangement's 3 days out of the 5 days that you're supposed to be rocking up to the office. I go, well, that's one way to learn the organization is working from home. But anyway, that's the, and then I just take that in and you absorb it and you go, all right, guys, I really need you guys to learn something. So the best way to do that effectively post-COVID is to actually sit with me. And then we could do on-the-job training, on-the-job training.
Yeah.
We're going to go that. Second thing is, yes, very similar to the first caller. Oh, yes, and where can I park? I go, bloody hell, what is this parking? And it's very expensive to park per day where we're at.
Yeah.
But I said, what is this entitlement of parking? We've got people, just like the first caller, 10 years plus on the list. And then you're wondering what's happened here.
And
All
then
right,
they just want and they want something that someone that's been working there for over a decade hasn't been gotten, and they want the car park.
I think parking's a big thing in anyone's life, though.
I think it is.
It is in the Morris family, but yes. Sorry, Diana.
Yeah, they just see the spots, right? And that's the worst bit, because it's open, and everyone sees it. So then they're like, oh, I can get that? Yeah, because no one's parking there today. So that's one with no experience, right? No experience.
Mate.
And then the last bit was, oh, I need to take off for 2 weeks because I'm actually still studying. I'm like, I'm sorry? Wasn't the prerequisite that you were supposed to be, with your degree and everything? Oh, no, but I'm finishing up the one credit, so they let me in. I'm like, oh, my God.
So they've just started and they want time off to study. Amazing.
Unbelievable. You know what? It's a
Thanks, Di.
minefield these days.
It is, isn't it?
It would be scary to own a business because you don't know the realities of when you get lumbered with someone that's an issue. If you can get rid of them.
Yeah, and when there's a bit of a labour shortage as well, it's difficult to replace people.
Of
There's not a
course.
lot
So
of
sometimes you
talent
have to
around.
just put up with it.
Yeah, that's
What's
right.
going on?
You're not getting a lot of applicants, yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
A reason to click onto Perth now is to watch Up Late with Ben Harvey. We've had him on the show before. It's so funny. I don't know why he has not been murdered by bikies yet.
They must like him.
I do think it's really funny.
So-
And I think they would find humour in what he's
A
saying.
lot of the stuff he does is either about prison or bikies or bikies in prison.
Okay.
I remember the love I had for Ben and what he does, and I can't remember the bikie, but it was one of the top bikies, and then he just fixated on the fact that during his real estate photos, because he was selling his house, there was a Smeg toaster. And he goes, God, who ever thought they'd have a Smeg toaster? Anyway, so funny. His latest episode, and you should go and check it out, he's talking about the true cost of joining a motorcycle club, the actual money that it takes to be able to to be part of one of them.
Righto.
So he started with the membership fees, and this is all to do with the Rebels. Have a listen to this so far.
How much is a bikie membership?
Ranges from $50 a week to about $75. The Rebels are at the upper end, courtesy of a supply-demand quirk in underworld economics. It's well known that it's easier to get into the Rebels than most other clubs. It's a running gag that if you fall asleep near a Rebels clubhouse, you'll wake up with a patch on your back.
Wait, $75 a week?
Yep.
That's almost
$4,000 a year. London's Soho House is arguably one of the most exclusive clubs in the world.
So,
I didn't know you had to pay to be part of a bikie gang.
Sorry, that finished too early.
That's true.
And so her house costs $5,600 to be a member of.
Yeah,
okay,
so $1,600 more, and that's where Emma Watson and all that sort of stuff in the UK.
That's
for
super
celebrities.
fancy
So that's
club.
legit. Any of the bikie clubs you're paying a weekly fee.
Yeah, it's a club.
You're playing. Yeah.
Do you get to walk in, do you reckon, to the... I haven't been in for a long, long time, though, into the clubhouse and, I don't know, can you open the fridge and just grab a beer?
Oh, is there
Okay.
a Yogo fridge?
Yeah,
Yes.
what rights do you get with your membership? Is
You've
that
got to
what you're
get something,
asking?
don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got like muffins and stuff here, and
we
we've got like shared ham.
Yes.
So I'm sure they'd have shared ham.
I mean, it gave Harry food poisoning, but yes, we do have shared ham.
I'm going to say 100% legit. They have shared ham.
And
So you're telling me
access
they'll
to the
have
toasty machine.
I think they would
That's
have.
my
I
next
think they
question.
would have enough to make a toasted sandwich. I would guess, but then again, I did not remember. I asked the question if once on air, and we got it answered. If you were having a thing at a Bikies headquarters, would they have dip there? And someone rang in and said yes,
Absolutely.
They
but is that
have
provided
dip.
as part of your membership, or does somebody have to bring a plate?
I think it is.
I'd like to know if any bikies out there are listening, and you can tell us if you can walk into the clubhouse, open the fridge, get yourself a drink.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, so
because you've already paid your membership fee.
so is there shared ham? Also, like,
is there an ice bath? Is there an infrared sauna? Because they're all the rage
What do
in
you
these.
think?
If there are any bikers listening, that'll be great. Then also, Sean, the other thing that you need to be a bikie is what?
A bike.
A bike. Let's find out what happens with bikies and their bikes. I never knew this.
You also have to buy a Harley. That'll be $20,000 or $30,000.
At least they hold their value.
Harleys are a good investment, just not for you. You buy it, you ride it, but the club owns it.
Stop it.
The club owns it.
The club owns it. So if you get kicked out of the club, they keep your bike.
So
and then also you get a big major exit fee fine, which is like thousands and thousands of dollars. You have to pay to
leave.
They kick you out. You have to pay a giant fine to leave.
And
plus
they
they
keep
burn
your
your
bike.
And then they take your bike.
Yeah.
They take your tattoos
your
off you.
bike. Sure, they do not take the dolphin with the rose off its back.
They do.
Off your back.
Pretty sure they do.
You're like barbed wire tattoo around your arm.
No, because you get the something
Yeah,
to
like
do with
rebels,
the club.
you know.
Yeah, that's when they burn it, don't they?
No, burn it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's not fun.
No.
They keep your bike.
Keep your bike.
Where's our bikies? Why aren't they ringing?
Do you not think we'd be the bikies station, wouldn't we?
I met a few. We've all met a few bikies along the way. Some of them are really nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what?
good.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Some of them are lovely.
Sorry, good. That's a bit of a over the top statement, but they're really
There
funny.
are some good ones. There would be some good ones. A heart of gold bikie.
Okay.
Here's Alicia Keys.
Making sandwiches with the shared
What have you got
ham.
to say about bikies?
Here's Alicia Keys with Empire State of Mind.
I think they're all great.
It's 5.
Sean, I don't know what you're saying.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.